Hello everyone, welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host, Ron13, and today we are looking at a box. It's a cardboard box. Nah, just kidding. This is the box that the really cool thing I'm about to show you came in. It's actually an official Hasbro box, which tells you this isn't a Gundam. So, let's take a quick look. We have a piece of cardboard. This is also not what I'm talking about. Away with you. Dun, 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 dun. That's right. I got myself a new Transformer and I'm going to show it off to all of you people. This is Autobot Greenlight and Dazzle Strike from Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy. So, yes, I ordered this guy a few days ago. Actually got him a few days ago as well because Amazon was offering free one-day shipping on this if you're a Prime member. So there we are. And now we are going to take a look at it. So first, let's take a look at the packaging. This is the fairly standard War for Cybertron Siege packaging. It's got this sort of... I don't know what you would call this shape. It's almost like a rhombus or something, but one side is straight. But that unusual style of packaging, a box for a deluxe class, which I'm still not entirely certain I care for or not, but it's what they're doing now, so what can I do? On this side, we got some cool artwork of Greenlight and Dazzle Strike. Greenlight, of course, is a deluxe class, and Dazzle Strike is one of the weapon masters. I can't remember exactly what they call them. She's got some interesting digital effects going on around her hands, almost as if she's, I don't know, casting spells or something. She is one of the female Autobots from G1, but other than that, I don't remember much about her. Inside here, we got the figure of Greenlight. This is Dazzle Strike, little flame effect, and a combiner hand chest armor thing, because this is part of a combiner. Then on this side we got the artwork for Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy. So we got Chromia and Red Alert and Sideswipe and Prowl and an Optimus and all sorts of other stuff going over here. It's really nice artwork. I kind of want this on a poster or something like that. I particularly like the arc just shooting up into the sky and right in the middle of it. It looks like a really cool movie poster. On the back, we got the usual product shots as well as callouts for other things. So, Battle Masters. Maybe, I guess that's what that is. A Battle Master, not a Weapon Master. Interestingly enough, they don't give their names. They give numbers. Huh. No bio information because it's been a long time since they've actually done that, basically. It says, choose weapon layout. Battle Master figure sold separately. And so you can add that if you want. Fire Blast. Your usual warning stuff. Hasbro. Over here, just the Autobot logo, the more clean-looking logo for the War for Cybertron series. That's interesting. I actually really dig the layout of all this. On the bottom, UPS thing, or UPC, or whatever it's called, the barcode, authentic Transformers, all the usual consumer information stuff. I think this is just another set of languages in comparison to ones that are up here. But yeah, that's enough talking about the box and stuff like that. Let's open her up and see what she's like. All right, and here she is in her futuristic Cybertron really long vehicle mode. And I gotta admit, it looks pretty neat. I'm digging the colors. Of course, it helps that green is one of my favorite colors. And I'm kind of liking this translucent green that she's got on there. Right now I have her equipped with the hand, not foot gun, armor, combiner thing, and Dazzle Strike as a little weapon off to the side, connected on the little port right here. And that's pretty menacing. One problem I'm having a little bit here is because of the way the transformation works, you have to rotate the waist in order to get her into position. And that does mean that you could get the wheels kind of out of alignment. So the front end could be tilted one way and the back end could be tilted the other. But it just takes a little bit of finagling. It took me a while to figure out how to get the arms into position, particularly since I was surprised when I noticed that the way her arms look on the package is not how they actually look on the toy. One of these things is not like the other. This shows her having the same hands as, or arms I should say, as her counterparts from the Power of the Primes line, which we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Anyway, she rolls pretty decently. Wheels are the pegged in style. Almost, I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but it almost looks like maybe I'm missing a chunk of plastic there. But it looks too smooth for it to be a break. I don't know, everything works fine though. No painted rims or anything like that. Still get some nice paint apps elsewhere though. I like this sort of white stripe thing going along here. And the touches of green really make her like almost literally shine. You want to see what she looks like without that? There you go. I'm thinking this thing is supposed to be tilted down, otherwise it's like this, and that's silly. And if you want it off completely, that's what she looks like that. So it's not the most exciting vehicle in the world, but it does the trick. Now, let's go ahead and get her transformed. Okay, bear with me, folks, because, excuse me, I've only done this into her vehicle mode, so I haven't transformed her a lot. So we're going to kind of bend here to pop this open, get that out of the way. Let's go ahead and get her feet folded down, and then you can carefully get her legs separated so now she can stand. Got sort of a Garewalk thing going on here. Okay. So next up, we're going to sort of move her arms up, and they kind of clip around these parts here, which I'm not sure if I'm cool with, but whatevs. Now we're going to open these parts like this. You can go all the way. I think I'm going to leave it like this because it gives her sort of a appearance of wings. Now we're going to rotate at the waist. This part can go all the way back up. And actually, I just realized I think I skipped a step. Sorry. You have to have it in position like this in order to tilt the torso up and get her head out into position. And then close it back down. Sorry about that. Anyway, rotate it around. You're supposed to bring this all the way up. That makes a giant backpack. And truth be told, I kind of dig it looking like a piece of either skirt armor or like a really long backpack. Oh, and there is rotation here to get everything into position. Now let's get her standing on her feet and not falling backwards, please. She's very back heavy. There we go. I'll zoom out just a skosh. There we go. And here she is. Get a little bit more light on her. And she looks pretty good in robot mode. She looks like the character, and the paint apps on it aren't too bad. Her entire forearm and fist are just completely covered in white and yellow paint. If you look inside, you can actually see that it's molded in green plastic. So can't yell at Hasbro too much about not using paint when they just practically dip that in paint or something. So now we got a lot more of the green plastic showing up. Before there was a little bit more of the white. Got yellow as well for the legs. Painted yellow fists and her abdomen. And yeah. And like I said, if you really want to be accurate, you have to fold this up and these over. And that's a lot more streamlined. Except for now she's got this giant backpack. So I think I may keep her like this. In fact, what I'm probably going to do is on each one of these guys, because there are a total of 4 uses of this mold slash skeleton. And I think I'm going to try to have each of them look a little bit different from one another. So let's go over articulation real quick. Her head is on a ball joint and the neck itself is hinged. So you can get some movement like that. And can we zoom in on the head? Get a look at that noggin. Very nice head sculpt. I think she even has a touch of paint on the lips. It's hard to tell on camera though. In person, it looks like there's just an ever so little touch of pink. And you can tell she's got the white ear things going on, which is very important for that character design. Head can rotate all the way around if you want, and can look up quite nicely. So if you want her in a flying pose, you can do that. All right. So arm is on a basic ball socket joint, which allows for pretty decent range. Can't move in front of chest or anything like that. The elbow is on a ball socket joint, which allows for 90-degree bend and some rotation. It feels very tight, but that's because it's got paint all up inside it. So I don't think you need to worry about her elbow joints giving out anytime soon. No wrist articulation, sadly. Her little wing things, as I've shown before, can go back and forth if you want. She does have waist articulation. It breaks the sculpt, but she's got it. And if you don't want to use that, she also has waist articulation here. And that's, I guess, if you're using this up here, you can't use this waist articulation because this is connected to this. Legs go up about 90 degrees, and she actually has a double jointed knee, which is very interesting. I think that might be related to her arm or leg mode. I don't know for certain because it's very unusual the way it's designed. You don't usually get that without it being a transformation joint. Foot has some ankle rotation and can go back a little bit and up all the way, but that is for transformation. So you can get a nice wide stance. And she can't quite do... Oh, no. Maybe Jean-Claude Van Damme would appreciate her. So, really, a solid little figure. She's not the best in the world, but I'm digging her so far. Let's take a look at her partner. So, here's Dazzle Strike in sword mode. And goes swish, swish. And if you want, you can go like this, and then it's a gun. Pew, pew, pew. Kind of reminds me of like a Kamen Rider weapon, to be honest. You get this flame effect part that you can just pop in like so. Should just be able to pop in like so. There we go. Had it upside down. And it's very directional, so it's kind of like it's going... And then you just pop it in her hand. And now she's got a flaming kitty sword. Kitty sword gun thing. And she looks pretty good with it. They've added green into the paint scheme here, because this is effectively the same color scheme as another release of this figure, but I can't remember what it is, but I know it didn't have this green in here. So it really ties it together and makes it look like it's part of a cohesive whole. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's see, can we get her to hold it like a gun? Rotate that around like that. Yep. She can't quite like dual-hand it or something, but there we go. We have fun here. And let's see, we still have this thing, which, if memory serves, has, yep, a little clear gun thing if you want to. Pew, pew, pew. As cool as that translucent silver is, or translucent green is, I don't think I'm going to use it. If you want to, you can put a Titan Master or a Prime Master in there. Do I have any of those handy? Looking around, I'm saying no. None that are near me right now. So just imagine either something that looks like a weird symbol or a head sticking out of there, and you get the idea. Now, if you want to, you can also attach this on her as armor. Like that. And now she looks really silly. I mean, it kind of looks like a flak jacket, I guess, but really, why would you do this? Just why? You can rotate this around and have her hold this like some sort of big gun thing. And I suppose in some ways that's better. Yeah, rotate that there. So now she's got two guns, or you can rotate this around, and she's got a gun and a sword. I really would much rather have her have a port on her arm like her sisters have, and have this attached like a shield. I think it looks a lot better like that. But there we are. Pretty cool stuff. But I hear you asking, what about comparisons? Well, hold on just a sec. Uh-oh. I haven't taken them out yet. Hold on a sec. All right, here we are. So, in order of appearance, we got Moonracer, Nova Star, who was originally known as Firestar, Chromia, and Greenlight, who we've been looking at. So, as you can tell, Moonracer, Nova Star, and Greenlight are nearly identical. For whatever reason, she's got different arms. And I think her legs are also different. If you look here, you can see she's got... Moonracer here has these parts sticking up, very vertical, while she's got these more smooth parts with diagonal bits going in front. And then obviously they all have different heads. And as I said before, I've gone ahead and gave each of them different style backpacks. So Moonracer here has everything all folded up. Firestar or Nova Star has the skirt armor thing going on. Moonracer has everything folded up, but hers is a completely different style, so we let that. And then, of course, Greenlight has little wings. I don't know if it's accurate. I don't think it's accurate, but you know what? I like how it looks. All together, seeing them all together like this is really, really cool. I kind of have a thing for having complete sets. The only thing that bugs me is Chromia has a lot more surface detail on most of her parts. And that's because she is primarily made for the Siege line. She also does not have the combiner port. See, all the guys, or girls I should say, have combiner ports on their backs. And for whatever reason, Hasbro decided to completely remove it from her, and there's no real good way to like add it back in. It's very frustrating, but what are you going to do? Supposedly, they have confirmed that there is going to be I guess it'll be a 5th use of this skeleton, and that way you will get 4 limbs for the Elita 1 combiner. So I'll probably show off that later, because I do have Elita 1. She is just currently boxed up. Put her in the background. And she warrants her own review, I think, even if it is horrifically out of date. Something else to make note of real quick is that Chromia here has replaced almost every single ball joint with standard hinge or universal joints. So in this case of her shoulders, she's got a hinge for movement like that, and then rotation there. The only ball joints she still has are in her hips. And that's something that they're trying to do in the current Transformers line, is move away from ball joints. I'm not entirely certain why, but I've heard a lot of people praise this because ball joints do have a bad tendency of getting really floppy after a little while. So, unless you guys really are demanding to see something here and now for it, I'm going to leave off transforming her to her limb mode until we do a review on Elita 1 here. So that way you can see all that together. From what I know, it's mainly just her vehicle mode standing on end. So it's not anything super spectacular. In fact, oddly enough, her instructions doesn't even include instructions for it. So I'll have to look at the instructions for Moonracer and Nova Star to get that. But anyway, this has been a review. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Let them know that I am awesome, so that way maybe more people will see this, and then they can also let YouTube know that I'm awesome, and I can eventually become the #1 channel on YouTube. Yeah, right. PewDiePie has, what, 5.5 gajillion subscribers? I don't think I'm surpassing that anytime soon. But anyway, thank you again, and I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space. Wait! I forgot something. I forgot to show off Dazzle Strike's kitty mode. I am so sorry, folks. Alright. So, sword mode. We'll pop that off. And we can rotate that around. Flip the head around. Move the feet. Move the legs. Move the camera so you can actually see this guy. Zoom. And here we are. And I gotta say, I actually really, really like this thing. It reminds me a bit of Zoids. And that's always a nice memory for me. There's a lot of surface detail on it, but because it's black, it's kind of absorbing all the light, so it's kind of hard to see on camera. Articulation-wise, each of its legs are on a ball joint, but it doesn't allow for a whole lot of side movement. You can rotate around until, you crash into something. But each leg is individually articulated. You don't have joints for, like, the whatever the equivalent of elbows. I guess they're knees or something. Head can move up and down, but that's mainly just for transformation. This tail cannon thing can move up and down and can even go like this, so you can have it shooting at people. Pew, 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 pew. And yeah, so thank you again. Shelf Space invaded. See you later. Bye.